Welcome to the Rock and Roll Dream Tour podcast.
The audience reactions, like literally their jaws are all open, like, oh my God, what is this? And what's kind of great is like by the second and third song, they're just so into it that you totally forget it's a hologram and you're like, oh, you're at a Roy Orbison concert. Oh, you're at a Buddy Holly concert. And that's what I think is fantastic.
Technology and the entertainment world have always grown hand in hand. Each device and invention brings a new way to experience music, movies, television, theater, and more. Holograms are the next level in that relationship. Imagine going to a concert to see a hologram performance of an artist who hasn't been seen on stage for over 60 years. This is happening now, and we're going to talk with the creators of the hologram concerts featuring Roy Orbison and Buddy Holly.
It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. People tell me love's for fools, so here I go, breaking all of the rules. It seems so easy. Seems so easy, seems so easy. Oh, so doggone easy.
The hologram performances of Roy Orbison and Buddy Holly are the brainchild of a company that is run by veterans of the music and theater worlds. Brian Becker is the chairman and CEO of Base Hologram.
We have live performers, we have holographic images, we have cinematic special effects, and augmented reality. If you take all those things together, it's very similar to producing a theatrical show. And of course, many major concerts today are theatrical shows. These techniques are now being used across both genres, but they really very much are based upon telling a story or creating a narrative and then being true to the artist and authentic to the artist and celebrating the artist's music or celebrating the creativity, whatever it is, but at the same time doing so in a way where you can bring the entertainment to as many people as possible.
Sweet dream, baby. Sweet dream, baby. Sweet dream, baby.
In 2012, a hologram of Tupac Shakur performed at the Coachella Music Festival. It caught a lot of attention. Marty Tudor of Base Hologram.
I was well aware of the Tupac hologram that was done. I wasn't there, but I saw it obviously online, and I actually knew the company that created it, and I thought it was fascinating. But the thing that struck me was, they just did 2 songs, and that was the end of it. There was no follow-up. There was no follow-through. And I thought, there's a lot of possibility here.
Marty has a long history in the entertainment world.
I've been involved in theater for a good part of my life, and then I moved on into artist management, and then also moved into producing film and television. And so this sort of checked all the boxes for me. When you get the rights to an artist here, you're effectively managing them. And at the same time, we do this like we do a Broadway show. We script it, lay the whole show out with a beginning, a middle, and an end, an emotional flow through. And then we create the hologram like the way you make a movie. So it's sort of marrying a lot of my skills together. So it's pretty cool and challenging.
Base Hologram hired the award-winning director Eric Schaefer to shape the experience.
You're creating a show, so, you have all these amazing songs, but they've got to be put together in an order that feels exciting, and there's, highs and lows, and there's the act break and the finale. So that part is actually very much like a musical on stage in a sense, because it really has to flow and connect to each other.
I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna be. Are you gonna give your love to me? I wanna love you night and day. My love will not fade away. Oh, well, my love will not fade away.
More information can be found at basehologram.com. Thanks for listening. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Dream Tour podcast. Technology and the entertainment world have always grown hand in hand. Each device and invention brings a new way to experience music, movies, television, theater, and more. Holograms are the next level in that relationship. Imagine going to a concert to see a hologram performance of an artist who hasn't been seen on stage for over 60 years. This is happening now, and we're going to talk with the creators of the hologram concerts featuring Roy Orbison and Buddy Holly.
Uptown, in penthouse number 3. Uptown, there lives a doll just made for me.
Brian Becker is the CEO of Base Hologram.
It's an interesting combination of the concert model and the Broadway model. So since we have the technology available, we have musicians that are performing live on stage and backup singers and dancers and other performers.
Marty Tudor of Base Hologram is in charge of the production.
Well, one of the things that we are sticklers about is being authentic. And while Buddy and Roy were contemporaries and knew each other and were very, very fond of each other, they never performed together. And so we are not having them perform together. You know, one of the things I don't want to do is, when I create these holograms, I could make Buddy and Roy doing backflips and flying from a trapeze, but they never did. So it's important to us to be authentic so that we give a true experience to the audience rather than something that's manufactured and therefore maybe loses credibility because it's manufactured.
To make sure it was true to the artists, Base Hologram worked closely with the estates of Roy and Buddy. Director Eric Schaefer.
I worked with the Roy Orbison estate, who's fantastic, and Alex, his son. And, we went through and we had songs and we were like, okay, well, what order should we put these in? Like, let's look at this. And there was particular things that Roy always ended his concerts with Pretty Women. Like he always did. Like that was the song Pretty Woman to end all, concert.
Even though Base Hologram worked closely with the estates of Roy Orbison and Buddy Holly, it takes a lot to get the details right. The creation of these holograms began with a lot of research. Marty Tudor is the CEO of production.
An enormous amount of research and source material. I mean, I can assure you that I have probably seen every single video of Roy and Buddy's twice. And you have to dig down. And one of the things we do is we work very closely with the estates of the families. And we look to them for guidance about things that, for example, when we were working on building Roy, we worked very closely with Roy's 3 sons. And Alex Orbison, would say, oh, no, my dad didn't do that. And he always did a show that was 53 minutes long and those kind of things. And so we really tried to follow their lead and guide. And we're doing that with all our shows.
Peter Bradley Jr. is the board director of the Buddy Holly Educational Foundation.
We wanted it to be as raw and as authentic as we feel Buddy was when he performed live. And like any of these hologram projects, it's almost impossible to make it like for like. What we want to do is make the best that we can with the limited footage. There's very few live performance footage of Buddy and the Crickets. So we have all put in a lot of work to try and get the detail as accurately as possible. It's never going to be perfect, but we were excited when we saw the first demos of what Base Hologram are producing.
All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. Oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy. Oh boy. The whole world can see that you were meant for me. ain't no boy when you're with me, oh boy.
More information can be found at basehologram.com. Thanks for listening.